All right, y'all. I'm usually leaving long, and you see I'm at work, y'all. So it is what it is. But I'm usually leaving, and that also shows you that I'm trying to get this information out there because it needs to be told. We are in sensitive times. I'm not gonna make this a long drawn out thing. I'm gonna show you a couple clips. I want you to contrast them. I want you to compare the two. I want you to see what you see, and then let me know which one you think knows what they're talking about and which one doesn't. Please take notice of when somebody says the words I've been told, seems to be like how it was explained to me, what they said this means, what could be. Listen, pay attention to those words when these explanations are being had. These videos are explaining the writings that were found on the shooter's bullets. Clearly, there's a group of people out here that are dead set on hatred and chaos, and they're trying to give an excuse and a reason for that hatred and chaos. And the excuse is that the shooter of Charlie was somehow leftist. It's already been established that the shooter's family was MAGA 100%, gun toters. The shooter's father, bottom line is his father was an ex-sheriff. They went to church, you know what I'm saying? He was brought up in the church. So all of these things, but somehow he was a leftist. These clips are just going a little more into detail about those things. Look at the clips, tell me what you think.
But go on, you explain.
So all this information is still coming out, folks, and we just look at the evidence of our eyes and we're connecting the dots. Groypers, folks, is the name of this movement of these nativist, racist, neo-Nazi white nationalists who are further to the right of Charlie Kirk, who have exploded online in the past several years. Their avatar is Pepe the Frog, you know, that frog who sits like this. By the way, the shooter, Tyler Robinson, the suspect, what was his Halloween costume a few years ago? Pepe the Frog, right? Thank you, you got it. The engravings, the memes that everyone's talking about that are on the bullets, people are like, what is he talking about? That language, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO, notices bulges, right? Oh, Bella Ciao.
Explain to them what noticing bulges is. That is anti-trans.
Bulges, OWO, what's this, is a phrase in the gamer community, but recently it has, if you will, been hijacked by the Groyper community. For bulges, they're literally noticing bulges, so they call it transvestigating. When it comes to hey fascist catch, and you had that up arrow, right arrow, 3 down arrows, that is a reference to Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is a video game, and this guy was a huge video gamer, played Helldivers 2. I don't know if you saw this fantastic movie called Starship Troopers, directed by Paul Verhoeven. It was a send-up on fascism, right? It was a send-up on militarism. Helldivers 2 is a game where it's a satire on fascism, where you actually play as the bad guys, but when you do up arrow, right arrow, 3 down arrows, you drop a bomb. So it's, hey fascist, catch this bomb, right? And the bomb being, of course, this bullet. And then the homophobia, which is just rampant. If you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO. All over 4chan, all over Groypers. In fact, they got the governor of Utah, if he was reading, remember that he was reading this all out? They were laughing on 4chan because he said the thing. What was the thing? He said, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO. Now, a lot of people, Don, are looking at this like, what the hell is all this? This is the subculture, the online culture that has radicalized white men, predominantly, not exclusively, and furthermore been co-opted by the right wing. QAnon also came from the right-wing swamp, and then Donald Trump and the right wing mainstreamed it, Don, because they realized, oh, it helps us, and it weaponizes these young men against who? Our enemies. Look at this past 3 days. They've weaponized all this rage against the left. Who got radicalized by QAnon? Vance Bolter, the white Trump voter who killed Melissa Hortman. Who got radicalized by QAnon? Ashley Babbitt. Oh, you know, the violent insurrectionist that they've made into a martyr.
Okay, so you saw the first clip. That was from Don Lemon. The guy was explaining what was going on. Now you're going to see the second clip. This is Ted Cruz. And at the end of it, I'm going to leave John Iadarola, because this is from the Damage Report, John Iadarola show on YouTube, but it's from the Young Turks. Not really a big fan of the Young Turks network, but John does a great job, and he is not a part of their philosophy. Let's put it that way. So please like and share if you find this valuable information, and comment if you find something worth talking about.
We know that the shell casings that he used in the rifle had Antifa slogans on them and had transgender slogans on them. And it appears from what's been reporting that there were extensive discussions in various Reddit and Discord organizations. To the extent others had foreknowledge and aided and assisted, that may well be a manifestation of Antifa violence or transgender violence. We've seen a disproportionate incident of transgender violence as well. And so examining what groups potentially are behind these acts of violence, I think it is overwhelmingly clear things like the anti-Semitic protest had money behind it. With respect to Charlie Kirk's murder, that is not determined yet, but I think it should be investigated very thoroughly.
Yeah, as Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, just said, right now they don't have any evidence of an organization. Obviously, they're still looking into this. But on the bullet casings, I don't remember there being a transgender one on there. I remember him saying there was one that said, if you could read this, you're gay. It was referencing internet memes. But on what you just said there about investigating,
there is. Hold on a second, Caitlin. There is a transgender one. Hold on, Caitlin. Caitlin, there is a transgender. There's a reference to. Do you see my bulge, which is, I'm told, is an online meme for transgenderism?
Then you might want to talk to the person who told you that, because it's not. It's a furry thing. I mean, lots of people who use it online aren't particularly furries. It's just a meme that they use, but its origin is as a meme around furries. It has nothing to do with trans people. You can't just take whatever's there and be like, that'll be trans today. That's not actually how anything works. And earlier, of course, there was the belief that because TRN was on the bullets, that had something to do with trans people. And we quickly found out, which any FBI agent would already know, that it was just the stamp of the Turkish company that manufactures the bullets. But again, it's just too good to believe that it's trans people, because we want it to be trans people if you're on the right. It has to be about trans people, because as Ted Cruz says there has been disproportionate violence from trans people. And I thought about that. I'm not great at numbers, but I thought about that. And you know what I realized? He's actually right. There is disproportionate violence from trans people. It's just that he's right in the wrong direction. There is something like 1 out of 1,000 mass shootings is conducted by a trans person. There are far more than 1 in 1,000 people in America who are trans, which means trans people are committing disproportionately low levels of mass shootings and political violence. Why is nobody talking about that? I mean, we rebut the idea that it's a common thing because there's only like 2 that they've been able to point to. But out of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds that happen every couple of months, they are far, far less likely to actually commit one than their numbers in the population. It's a disgusting lie and smear from Ted Cruz and all the other people, whether politicians or members of the media, that are pushing that idea.